Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're joining us, please consider subscribing to the channel and definitely liking the video that you're about to watch and the videos that perhaps you've already watched. So today we're going to be talking about a cool topic, which is going to be SSH. This is a protocol that is used for remote access. And that being said, I'll go ahead, share my screen so we can play around with SSH. And by the way, SSH is a protocol that runs on port 22 by default. On port 22 by default, I'll go ahead, clear my screen. And to run the command SSH is as simple as SSH. The next thing is going to be the user you're trying to log into. In this case, I'm trying to log into that machine, which is going to be this machine. This is the machine I'm trying to remote access to. And that machine's IP address is the .76, which is right here. 192.168.68.76, and I'm logging into that machine from my Kali box right here. So this right here says I'm trying to SSH into this box using this user, MSF admin. That being said, I hit enter. Once you hit enter, it's going to ask you, are you sure? Are you really, really sure you want to SSH into that box? I will just type in a yes, and I hit enter. Once I do that, it's going to request for a password. What is the password for MSF admin? MSF admin. As you can tell, you must have the password to be able to SSH into this box. The password is required. If you do not know what the password is, it's not going to work. So that is the first method to SSH, which is simply SSH the user you're trying to log in with, and then the IP address of that machine that you're trying to log into. That's the first method. And to exit from here, I can just do Control D or just type in exit. Then I'm back on my prompt. The second method here would be you can specify a port. Sometimes administrators will configure SSH with a different port. In that case, you just type in SSH, you would do exactly the same thing, command before, and you can pass in a -P like that for port, and then you put in whatever port number. If it was this number, for example, then you know, okay, you're going to SSH on that port. The first method that we'd use here, we did not use a port number because by default it's port 22. So it's just using a default port for that box. So that is the second method right there. Now, the third method is you can also SSH into a box using a key. So if you look at on this box, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to SSH back into the box, then I'll show you. So let's SSH back into that machine. Password for that. And here, if I do an ls here, there is a file, a .ssh file. It's a hidden file. Actually, let me just show it from here. I think I'm already in the folder. If I do pwd here, pwd to know where I'm at, I'm under /home msf admin.ssh. If I do ls here, there is this file called authorized keys on the remote box. This file here contains public keys of the machines that are authorized to SSH into this server or into this machine. So if I do a cat here, cat on authorized keys, cat is just a command that is used to see the content of a file. If I do that, then we're going to realize here that we have this key here is the public key that's authorized to access this using a key. So that being said, going back to my Kali, so if I had to use that, what I'll do is I'll type in msf admin. I'll type in SSH, and I'll put in a -I. Then I'll put in the name of my key, name of key, that .pem. Or whatever name it is. So just name of key. I just name of the key. Then now I can pass in msf admin at IP address 192.168.68.76. So that will be the command to use as a third option, or another way, a third way to SSH into a box. Again, the command is going to be SSH, you put -I, and then you pass in the key, which is going to be the private key of what you created, because the public key is going to be in the remote machine, right? You pass in the private key, and then the name that you're trying to log in as, and obviously the IP address of that machine, which is right here. So that is the third way of remote accessing into box. Then another way here would be, you can enable verbose mode to get more details about the connection process. So sometimes you might want to get just more information about it. You can use a -V like this. So if I do, let me use this right here, and then with the -V, let's see, -V, just like that, SSH -V, MSF admin, hit enter. Now, as you can see, you're getting a lot more information prior to it, to getting a request for your password. You see, there's a lot more information. If you wanted to, you could use that option. And obviously, the last line here is requesting for a password. Now, let's say I put in a wrong password and I hit enter. What happens if you put in a wrong password? Obviously, permission denied is going to ask you for a password again. MSF. So once I hit enter the right password, then I get access. You can tell that from here. There we go. So, and this other option here with the -X is going to be enable X11 forwarding, which allows you to run graphical applications from the remote machine on your local machine, which is, it appears like I haven't used this option before, but it appears like if you want to run it using graphical, something graphical, let's find out. Run it again and see. Let's see what the -X will do. -X, hit enter. I don't see any difference there with the -X, but for knowledge purposes, the -X is another option that you could use. Then we have a -L, which is used for port forwarding. You can have SSH configured, in this case, on port 8888, but you can have that forwarded to a different port, like port 80. That's another option right there. And then lastly, obviously, to end up a session, you can do Control-D to end it, or you can just type in exit to close your SSH session. Once I do that, then you're back to your original host machine prompt. Okay, I just want to make this a very short video so you can have an idea of how this works. And obviously, if you're on AWS, then you can use the key that you obviously downloaded from there using this command, which is going to be this one with the -I on AWS, which in this case will be SSH -I. You pass in the key of that instance on AWS, pass in the user you're trying to log in with, and you can either pass in an IP address here or even a domain name. And that's still going to work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the different methods of remote accessing into a box using SSH. And if you did, do not forget to like this video and definitely subscribe to the channel, which is a way of supporting the channel. All right, that being said, thank you again very much for watching the video, and we will catch you in the next video. You guys all have a good one. All right, bye. Bye-bye. See ya.